Hi, everyone. Luke Jenkins, Weber State University, and the eduroam person for WLPC now. Ten talk in 3 acts, eduroam at WLPC 2024. We're going to talk a little bit about an eduroam to go project we've been working on, and then also how you can help spread the love of eduroam. So eduroam is a long-standing, it's 20 plus years old, I believe, started in Europe, way for educational students, faculty to attend other institutions for a day or for a semester or for a year, and fast, free, frictionless Wi-Fi. That's what we always go for, right, Keith? And this is the classic example. So Keith and Fernay and Mark hit me up, hey, you want to do some eduroam at WLPC in Phoenix? I said yes. So we signed an SP-only agreement with Internet2. They're the regional group here in the US that handles eduroam. We had some APs from Cisco at WLCP Prague, convinced them, got them immigrated and converted to US. And we had an MX firewall that we had co-located in Utah, at the University of Utah, Utah Education Network, to tunnel all of the traffic back. We had a Will Jones on site. Thank you, Will. Will's over there. There we go. Will was here a couple of days before I was, and Will does this for his job. He is Mr. Conference Wi-Fi, so he definitely helped us get up and going. So we did one SSID at the conference here, only eduroam, for this project. You know, there's the conference SSID, but for eduroam, it was a discussion for a minute of, do we do separate SSIDs for 5 and then 6 so we can keep WPA 2 or transition mode? But the way I do it at my day job at Weber State is just one SSID with WPA 3, and we've had very, very few problems. So here we had 80 devices connect, which is pretty good for 375-ish attendees. I'm sure a lot of those are one person, 2 devices, but not all. 32 different domains. The way eduroam works is your outer identity on for your radius packets is your something at your domain. To your home institution, and then radius magic happens to get it back to your home institution, and then the thumbs up, thumbs down happens there. So out of that, we had 6 different countries listed there. Australia, what was that?
7.
I looked, you must be, yeah, okay, 7. All right. You must be doing something very anonymous with your outer identity, because I didn't see it on there, so. No issues unique to eduroam here at WLPC. It turns out the size of pipe we have here when you are doing Wi-Fi 7 deep dive speed tests and you're using that same pipe to tunnel your radius traffic back to Utah to then go on to Internet 2 caused some stability issues. And then Brian Ward actually came to the conference expecting to have an issue, and he had the issue, and he fixed the issue, and so he's able to test and get all sorted using this as his test bed. But overall, success, yes, no? Good, okay. So I know it benefits just the subset, but eduroam really is something that everybody that has anybody they love or know that's a student or works in academia in Utah. I'll get into the eduroam to go here a little bit. So Utah is here-ish. Didn't want to actually put on the the proper shape there, but a lot of maps you see are, oh hey, this is a direct map of a population density map for the US. But compare that to, and sorry, it's not quite the same crop, but compare that to this. This is from wiggle.net. Love to my war driving family out there. Notice how the amount of each dot and the density, this is filtered to eduroam SSIDs, BSSIDs out there that have been discovered while war driving and uploaded to Wiggle. And there is like super, super low population density out here other than Moab. And we got lots of, and up in here. So we in Utah have pushed eduroam down to the K-12. Almost every K-12 school in Utah has eduroam. They generally use it for their take-home devices, the student checkout devices, but a lot of districts and LEAs also allow their teachers and their staff to use it as well. And then we have, I believe, dang near every higher ed in Utah as well has eduroam to some degree or another, and lots along the Wasatch Front there. You can see nice little dot for Ogden, nice little dot for Salt Lake, and one for Utah County. So, but we thought there's a lot of places out there that people would love to be able to use eduroam. You know, the poor student going and uploading his homework at McDonald's story that you heard about so much during the lockdown, the pandemic. We wanted to help make that a little bit better. So the idea was we would take old APs or older APs or cheap APs, load up OpenWRT, OpenWrt, and then we ran WireGuard, OpenWhisp, FreeRadius in the UETN data center, and the APs would connect home like it's a controller, but without any licensing pains that usually come from much more polished solutions that a lot of you are happy to sell. Shout out to Hideki Goto, CD-ROAM. I gave a talk at WestNet in January 2022. A couple of months later, we had a proper eduroam to go project cruising. And then we're collaborating with some nice folks from UNC Greensboro. And between us, we've got a half dozen APs out there offering eduroam at places like coffee shops. So there's the first one we put out there, but we would love to get links to the software. But how can you help? I'm actually going to do everybody. Pull requests welcome to the GitHub page. We are much younger and newer than a lot of these projects out there, like the WLMPI project, but want to improve our documentation, improve how-tos to get eduroam to more places. And then if you have old gear, ask your local education network, your local K-12s. You buy enterprise AP gear with the software licensed, but the hardware, they can't tell you not to dispose of that by giving it away. We just have to clear off all of the proprietary code. So how can vendors help? Please add a well-documented tunnel feature. There was a question in the Mist channel on the WLAN Pro Slack about, hey, how do you eduroam on Juniper Mist APs? And I'm pretty sure what they were talking about was a lot of institutions that are nearby have neighboring institutions will do tunnels between their neighbor institutions so that the University A students, when they're on B, they get tunneled back as a one-off additional on top of the eduroam. So please have an anchor controller in the Cisco parlance style tunnel that's encrypted and scalable. UETN, we want to get set up to be able to have to allow anybody in the community that would like to host eduroam or have eduroam available on their Meraki, their Mist, their extreme gear. They would love to let us, but we need to tunnel the radius and the traffic back to our IP space. And so please, we're not going to buy an MX appliance per or a Mist Edge per customer. We've got to be able to use IPsec or some other style tunnel there. And I'd love to chat with you about one-click eduroam if you have it. And please meet your license obligations. There are certain vendors who are good about posting their GPL and LGPL code, and there's others who are not. Naughty, naughty. Meet your license obligations just like you expect your customers to. And also consider unlocking your hardware after the end of life. And those are the links. So 20 seconds, there we go.